saw those boots, people walking around with the military uniform, with the red scarf and with a gun pointing, and the whole body actually washed with blood. The blood's from the human. Experienced a lot of dead body on Boangzhou Street, and the military just dragged those bodies with the school uniforms. And all of a sudden at 11 o'clock, I had gunshot and people just scattering, running around. I was our next generation to experience this anymore. The rest of the world in India, please help us. Our country is actually in the dark now. Please, please, please help us and help me and help my country. End to the military dictatorship once and for a lifetime, for all. We don't want it anymore. We don't want that.
Namaste. Welcome to Tourism Queen. I'm Deepali Phadnis, and we are going to discuss a very serious topic of Safe Myanmar. Recently, military coup has happened in Myanmar, and a lady in power is being removed. So we are going to discuss on this a very sensitive topic. To discuss this topic, we are joined by Valerina, who is a former Miss Asia Universe and Miss Myanmar. Welcome, Valerina. Welcome on board.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to introduce me to your fan, your country, and we really need help. Our country needs help. Thank you.
Yes. So Valerina, how do you feel? I mean, at present, democracy in Myanmar was like very young, just last 5-6 years. And do you thought that it's coming, or you thought that, the times are being changed now, it will not happen? You ever thought that this will happen? In 2021, it's very difficult to even think of something like this, that military can come one day and remove a person in power who has been elected democratically. And as I understand that president was Aung San Suu Kyi, who was actually her victory was a landslide victory. I mean, it's very difficult to think something like that. Did you ever thought that this will happen?
You know what? I thought, you know what? I know that that's going to happen very soon, because back in 2000, this is not the first time that happening. It happened back in 1962, happening back in 1988, which I experienced. The reason why I came to the United States for my education and for my life here, and now again in 21st century 2021, still happen again. The reason I say yes, it's going to happen again, because back in 2008, they're trying to do the constitution for my country. They try to form the constitution of my country, and the constitution was actually formed by the military alone, and no civilians people involved, or no NLD party involved, no Aung San Suu Kyi got involved, our leader. So they formed it by themselves back in 2008, and now in 2021, they broke their constitution anyway to detain our leader.
Oh, that's really surprising, because my last international visit was definitely to Myanmar, and it's like a hidden treasure. Myanmar is like unexplored. It's very. I was amazed to know that such a neighboring country, like we are just next to each other, and we do not know the majestic nation that we have as our neighbors. So I think this distance was only because of the military rule before. I think that is what these military rulers do, that they isolate nations so that they can exploit people as much as they can. So that is the reason we thought that we should stand with Myanmar, and I'm really happy that whatever we are doing. And I would like to tell to our audience that we are wearing red. I'm wearing red, and Valerie is also wearing red. It is a sign that we are showing a resistance, and people of Myanmar, if I'm not wrong, they have already rejected, and they're saying that we don't want to work or live under military rule. Valerina, how do you feel? Like, today you are here. Do you feel that, thank God, I'm safe because I'm not in my nation, I'm not in Myanmar? Or do you feel that it's the time that I think my nation needs me, so I should go back? What are your feelings on this?
Well, my feelings, because I'm worried for my country, I'm worried for my people, I'm worried for my friend, I'm worried for my fans. That's why I'm worried. I mean, it just started just suddenly back in just a couple of days ago, which is the February the 1st, and the whole world known about it. It was blasted in the whole news in the whole world, right? So the
Yeah.
military seized the power and control of the country in a coup, and detaining our leader, Auntie Aung San Suu Kyi, and the democratically elected leaders. And they actually, as you say, the parties won landslide. You know, I mean, look at the whole country is supporting them, right? And then so right now they're making up to charges to hold them and give those you know and reasonable charges that it's, you know, it's like a childish. And now they're trying to keep my country, Myanmar, into dark now. The country is basically under dark. It's gone dark. And now they have been trying to cut off the internet and try to cut off the, you know, everything, internet, and so that the country is totally disconnected from the world.
Yeah,
and
I think in the
country.
afternoon the
So they
internet
don't
is already out.
exactly. So it has been doing it since last night. I believe I talked to you last night, and then one of the youth leader called Ethan Zalmore, I think, she started the revolution movement on the Leiden Street, and I saw the video for a couple hours by 30 minutes, and they cut it off again in 30 minutes. And at that time, the people has been saying that military is going to, the coup is going to cut the internet. So, and I say, okay, so now this morning, the military stopped the use of the Facebook, where Myanmar civilian has been sharing news, civil disobedience campaigns. Now the Myanmar has completely shut down in the internet, cutting off the country from the rest of the world. So if you have a family in my country, you cannot contact your parents, you cannot contact your relatives, you cannot contact your friends, and vice versa. I mean, the other friends cannot contact anyone. We don't even know they're alive or they're dead over there. We don't. So all my family and friends and the people of Myanmar are basically detained in the dark today.
So what do you see the future? How it's going to be, you know, because I don't think that people are going to will be able to come on the roads for a protest, especially looking at the pandemic. You know, the people gathering together is going to be difficult. At the same time, somewhere, you know, the people are used to live under military power, that, you know, maybe they are going to take it as it comes and maybe not going to resist so far. What you feel? Because you know, as I can understand that doing a protest is not going to be that easy, because it's a military coup. So, you know, they have the guns. And I don't know what is going to be in the future. So what do you think, you know, like you being, you know, lived, as you said, that you've been once through it and you were the part of it in 1988. So what do you think that how this can be overthrown, the situation, you know, the entire situation is very complicated.
You know what, honest with you, it hasn't changed now. I told you, if I have a chance to go back, and I'll go back to change now. If we don't change now, we do not change now, that roots of the coup is going to do to our future kids. It's going to be going to the future again, to our future generations. And we don't want that. We need to end now. We need to stop them now. And that's why the youth leaders started a revolutionary movement, peacefully protesting on the street. And the police, the organization which is under the military is now under the civilians government. So now the police are on the street to basically block out the movement on the street. So they stop in the middle so that the protester cannot come. So the protester come on this way and that way, and the military and the police are in the middle. And now people has been, because we have a couple of the major the internet carrier in my country, such as Telenor, Ooredoo, Mytel, and of course military coup owned Mytel, Ooredoo, MPT, Telenor, and so forth. Now they shut off everything. At that time, only Telenor connection was working, so people basically cross a VPN to use and show. So now what they did, they heard that they actually cut the CCTV on the street.
Oh.
The CCTV on the street has been cut off, so there is no evidence of anything what they're doing in the country to let the rest of the world know that that's what they did. It's going to become out like he or she say. That's what they're trying to do. And we have to stop this now for our next generation. We have to.
True.
We have to. You know, like Muhammad Gandhi stopped India. We need to stop now. You know, our future generation doesn't deserve it. And we don't deserve it, but we're very fortunate to flee from 1988 revolutions to come to the United States. I still experience, I arrived in the United States back in 1990s because of that situations, you know, and now again, 2021, and, you know, and I don't want I don't want, you know, my country to be flesh with blood, because I experienced it back in 1988. I told you that the other day.
True.
And, you know, I was in the movement and with the school uniforms, and all of a sudden at 11 o'clock, I had gunshot and people just scattering and running around. I was under this one of this trees, abundant trees. And then as far as the last I know, the person just pushed me into the pit. And I dropped in the pit with the rest of the people and just hiding in there. It's very stinky. It's not a pleasant place to live. And stay for like 6 hours in there. And I saw those boots, people walking around with the military uniform, with the red scarf and with a gun pointing. And this is said, don't cry, don't say anything. Shh, right? So I experienced that. And I was in there for about 5 to 6 hours, and around evening time, 7 o'clock, I would say nighttime, 7 o'clock, we came out from the pit, and guess what? The whole body actually washed with blood. The blood's from the human. And I experienced a lot of dead body on Boanjo Street, and the military just dragged those bodies into this ministry's, the offices, the old ministry buildings.
Oh my
I experienced that. And they will, and what happened is that, you know, when they caught the people, they basically will cut their throat alive. They will hang them on the bended tree, and they cut their throat alive. It's just scary. I experienced those. And what do you think? And I saw one of the gentlemen, I think he lives in India yesterday, and that he wrote, I posted, we have the protesting against the military coup in San Francisco today. So I posted the announcement, and I think one of the fan from India said that, remember, love not hate wins today. So I totally agree with him. But the problem is, this is not the time that we have to say love or anything, because we don't receive the love from the military coup, right? It's basically, you know, it's not only one-way street, it's both-way street. Aung San Suu Kyi parties, NLD parties, our elected democratic leaders are basically fairly landslide elected. There's no cheating or anything. No cheating or anything. That's what they're accusing, that they're cheating, but they're not. But look at the country right now. At 8 o'clock, you experienced it with Han. Han, that we talked the other day, you experienced this. At 8 o'clock to 8:05, first they only do 5 minutes to burying the pots and pans campaign, right?
True.
Right? Every night. Now they extended to 8 o'clock to 8:30. Burying the pots and pans. The people of the Burma just extended it, because think about it.
True.
How much they love NLD, how much they love our leader, Aung San Suu Kyi, how much they love their leader that they elected.
I'm sure, because when I was there last year in December, and I saw, you know, there is a humongous popularity about Aung San Suu Kyi, because everywhere there are posters. You know, when people love any particular leader, you know, I think the moment you reach their land, you can make it out, because the posters, you know, when people speak about them, it's very clear that she has a very huge impact on the people. And definitely, I don't think that, you know, anyone can really win any election, especially something like a national elections, by cheating and all that. You know, it's very childish especially from the military, because military is something we consider as, the organization of intelligent people, because, they lead the defense of the country. So it's really surprising. What made me really feel bad about Myanmar is, we met at Bagan, and I was surprised, such a majestic place that I was instantly fallen in love with Bagan, and such a beautiful place, and it has been given the status of World Heritage Site recently. I was like, does this even deserve that? Such a wonder on earth. It should have been in the list, like, say, so many years back. But and that is how I think it brings down. Such a rich country. We went to one pagoda that has been made up of jade. I was like, seriously, you got to be kidding me, such a huge, this thing has been made up of jade, such an expensive one. And then why is this happening? Is I think it's, as you said, it's all because of the military rule. And I'm really shocked to listen to your story of, the horror that you have gone through. And it's really unfortunate that you have gone through. So what was your age when all this happened, that you have to see all this bloodbath around you?
Right. The first time happened in 1962. I wasn't born yet.
Yeah.
So, and I experienced back in 1988, and I was probably at 4th or 5th grade. So just think about it, 4th or 5th grade at that time. And I was in school in the afternoon, and I suddenly heard that military, and it started from the RIT students, from engineering students, that they believe in military killed the students or something, or police killed the students. That's how the revolutionary started.
Oh my God.
Right. That's how it started. And I'm not really well known about how it started, but that's why I heard then now the whole country come together to protest this inhumane that happened in my country. So start from the union of teachers, union for Medicare, medical, and union of the engineering, and all workers all come together from the high to low, low to high.
Oh
So
my God.
all come together to protest, to change. Back in 1962, our country has been false and a socialist country.
True.
Okay, we are socialist country. We're not democracy country. Why people love Aung San Suu Kyi? Aung San Suu Kyi is the one, not because she won the Nobel Peace Prize recipients or anything. She initiated democracy and human rights in my country, in Burma. Again, she initiated democracy and human rights. And she got detained from the military junta for more than 15 years, 15 to 20 years. Stay alone. She cannot contact her husband. I mean, she's not doing it for herself. She basically, she do it for the country. She do it for her own people, not for herself, not for her family. I mean, just look at that.
Significant part of her life, significant part of her life, around 10 to 15 years, she has almost house arrest, and that is when we used to follow. I don't know. I mean, it's really unfortunate, and that is when I thought that, especially a woman leader, being a woman, we should stand for Aung San Suu Kyi, because the second thing is that, we live in such a close proximity. We are just neighbors, and we share lots of similarity in our culture. There's so many things, So I really admire Aung San Suu Kyi, because I have read all about her, and I think when I was a child, we used to watch on the news, like she was house arrest, and she used to come out with flowers, with her hairstyle, she used to have the flower here. So I admire her right from my childhood. So this is, but when I went there, and I was really happy that, just 5-6 years, the democracy, it's not the complete democracy, it was partial, but still it's coming. And it's really nice that her struggle, finally she's been able to be a president of this nation that she has struggled for.
But the president, according to the 2008 Constitution, she can be the president.
Yeah, because of kids.
So now she's a state
Yeah,
counselor, correct. You know
yeah,
what, Deepali, she sacrificed a lot. She gave a lot to Burma. She gave a lot to the people of Burma. That's why
true,
she received love from Burma. I mean, my question to the military coup right now, what did you sacrifice?
true,
What
true.
did you sacrifice for the country? No, you don't. I would sacrifice for my country. I'm outside and just like making noises right now. But I mean, can anybody do it? Can any woman do that? Leave a
True,
child behind, leave a husband behind, leave a family behind, and just do it. No
true,
one can do that. No
true.
one can do that.
It's really sad. So where you see, what is the future, where it is going to lead? See, as long as I'm sure that our present Prime Minister and Aung San Suu Kyi have a very cordial relation. So I'm sure that definitely India is going to step in to certain point, not at present, but I think all the neighboring countries are being affected by it. And I think definitely, it is something that where India might interfere because it's definitely the borders. But at present, India has not yet jumped in. But what you feel, of course, the people of India are definitely, I'm not talking from government point of view, where you think that where it's going to lead and how long it will take, with your experience, what you feel where it
You
will
know
take.
what, be honest with you, my experience actually in Burma at that time is actually those revolutions lasted for almost 6 months to a year. Okay. I mean, actually,
Oh,
sorry, 3 months, sorry, 3 months to 6 months around there. Okay. And we
okay.
are actually closed for school for 1 year, the whole year. So look at
Mhm.
now the 2021 generations students in the country.
Yeah.
They got, they can't go back to school because of the pandemic and for 1 year. And now that thing's happening again. Okay.
Oh,
You are asking me how long it's gonna go through now, and I honest with you, I don't know. I know the thing that I know that the people in Burma will fight back for the rights in different way as much as they can,
yes.
because they don't want to get spoiled the votes that for the elective governments for the National League for Democracy Party that they voted.
True.
Okay.
And especially in 2021, I don't think that it is even possible. It's really childish for the reason that she's been detained. And I think where Aung San Suu Kyi made mistake is I think they should have removed all these rules that are there. She would have revoked that rules, which I think they did not prioritize it. But anyways, so what is next you're going to do? Of course, we have joined hands with you, and we also, at Mrs. India, we have started doing so many posts are with our former queens, present queens, and all the participants. We are sharing Save Myanmar, and definitely, I think no one deserves to grow under the military rule because military is there to safeguard your borders, not to interfere into the internal matters or any economical, financial, social issues. It's not military's job. Military's job is to stand on the border and protect your nation and protect your people.
Right.
So I think that is something that people of Myanmar are very clear now. And definitely we have seen all the noise that they make from 7 to 8. Valerina, like you being, a beauty queen, especially being Mrs. Myanmar, what do you think that how Aung San Suu Kyi inspires you? Because she's also a Mrs. and there's so much of similarity that we can see. So how she inspired you, Aung San Suu Kyi?
How she inspired me, the sacrifices that she did.
Yeah,
The sacrifices that she did for her people, for the country. I can
country.
tell you that as a mother, as a wife, as a daughter, as one of the family members, you
True,
can sacrifice that. Can you do you think you will
true.
leave your husband and
No,
no woman can't. Okay, not because of she won a Nobel Peace Prize literary winner, or she sacrificed a lot. That's why I
uh,
inspire her as a woman, as a married woman,
true.
as a married woman. And honest with you,
And
I
she would have
admire her
walked
because of
out,
that.
she would have
Naturally,
walked out. she married to a person who was not from Myanmar, she could have just walked out, but she decided to stay back in the nation and fight for her people.
Exactly. I mean, the military coup, whatever they're doing right now in the country, this is inhumane. This is
Very
totally
much.
against the humanity. This is totally against the humanity. And a lot of people think that the civilian like us, the Burmese Myanmar people in Myanmar are doing being unrest and being violent and stuff like that. Actually, they are not.
They're not.
I mean, the government, the military coup has been announcing the false news to the world. Okay, do not read the news in the world, whatever the government actually release it. They're not true. Okay,
True.
what the people are doing in my country, what the Burmese citizen, Myanmar citizen in my country, Myanmar people are doing in my country is they are doing the CDM or CDC called Civil Disobedience Campaign.
Yeah.
Have spread it the whole country, across the country, including with health professionals, including with workers' unions, including with, engineering, everything, and being at the forefront of it.
True.
Okay. Now, Myanmar civilians are fighting peacefully for the end to the military dictatorship once and for a lifetime, for all. We don't want it anymore. We don't want that our next generation to experience this anymore. Okay, they are all fighting. We are all fighting peacefully for our democracy in the country.
I think, this is definitely going to lead to something very better, from partial democracy maybe to the complete democracy, because we believe here in India that, whatever happens, it always happens for the betterment, So though the situation is difficult, I'm sure Myanmar is going to come out of it. Myanmar is going to fight back, I'm sure, because we are standing with Myanmar. And as much as support and protesting that we can do in our arena, we are doing it. And I think, we want you to share a few more experiences, maybe not in this video, but in another video as Mrs. Myanmar and Miss Asia Universe. So we're definitely going to share so many views, and it was so nice to have you here to listen to your part of the story and your experience, and how it feels to stay away from the nation when nation needs you, but at the same time, the best part is that you are not there, because you can be a voice to the people who do not have voice back in Myanmar. Right. So you are their voice now. So in that way, it's a blessing in a disguise. But definitely, I don't think that it's gonna last for really long, that how it used to happen before. So hopefully we hope that we will meet in Myanmar, free Myanmar, the way it was before when we met. So we were basically a co-judge on Mrs. Asia International. So that is how we know each other. And what connects both of us is a Mrs., the title Mrs. So Mrs. India and Mrs. Myanmar met at Mrs. Asia International, and that is how our friendship started. And today here we are discussing about tourism queen. Before leaving, Valerina, what you would like to say for the people of Myanmar and for the people of India, and for that sake for the rest of the world at this situation in Myanmar?
Honest with you, the rest of the world in India, please help us make the world known, because our country is actually in the dark now. And the people, the Burmese civilians people, the Myanmar civilians are now in the dark and cannot make noise anymore and let the world know through from the social medias anymore. So please, please, please help us and help me and help my country to save away from the dictatorship and from the military coup and free our leader. Please make noises to free our leader, Auntie Aung San Suu Kyi, and our President U Yin, and all the elected, the democratically elected leaders. And please help us.
And I'm sure it's going to happen soon.
If you please, I know everybody's now to social media day. So if you supporter, please, on your profile, please change it to Save Myanmar. Please post that onto Save Myanmar. Whatever you post, please do hashtag Save Myanmar, please, to let the world know. I think we have to utilize social media to let the world know, and we have to use social media campaign to let the Burmese military coup know that the whole world is saving Myanmar.
Save Myanmar, and if possible, wear a red dress, because it's the color of resistance that Myanmar is fighting against military coup and military dictatorship. So thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Do subscribe our YouTube channel, Tourism Queen and Mrs. India. We'll come back again with many more discussions like these. Until then, thank you.